What you doing? What you doing? Well, there's my Marty. Good morning. I'm getting your bowl ready. I'll be as quick as I can. You're waiting nice and patiently. I'm coming. Well, I'm suspecting Tux is in the garage. All the other guys were at the back door. Alexa, light my garage.
Okay.
No? Where is that varmint? It's colder than I want it to be out here this morning. Tux came around from the front yard and I've got him settled in his spot. Time to refresh water bowls. Well, probably while Don's on router detail and garage door detail and whatever else he was supposed to get done today, I probably need to come futz with the leaves a little bit. At least do the driveway. At least one 7.5 amp hour battery, but it probably would be better if I could stick with it long enough to do 2. It gets heavy though. 1 is at least good. You got your paper?
Yeah, I won't be grinchy this morning.
I bet you won't be too grinchy, that's right.
Yes, I got my Grinch on, got my paper, got my coffee. It's a beautiful day.
Could be a little warmer, but it's sunny. It's sunny and it's drying. We had a good amount of rain last night,
Yeah, I'm surprised.
but we don't have the rain gauge out since it's...
There's plenty of big puddles.
Yeah, we had a significant heavy rain around 10 p.m. Well, let's go have some coffee and some couch time for a few minutes. I'm in the catio with Tux, giving him some TLC. This is a good height for me, not to hurt my back. It's a little cold and wet to be sitting on the steps. Hey, bud. Hey, bud. Hello. Well, last night I did book 3, and then this morning, just now, I did book 4. What's left is the chimney, the waffle maker. This roof line came together the way it's supposed to, so I should probably go back and revisit the other one that I ended up having a little bit more of a gap. But yep, it's turning out great.
In Garner, so here we go.
Yes, we will not be mentioning today what we are getting at Lowe's and Garner.
Yeah.
That will be future episode.
All right, so here
possibly
we go.
around Christmas.
All right, here we go.
So Don is going to drive the Beta up there. That will be a 25-minute, 15-mile drive.
Right.
I don't know if we'll do both directions or not. We'll see how stressed out we are, what time it is after one direction. Don was several to-dos today, plus we haven't exercised yet. But we've had a nice morning, and it's pretty weather, and it's warmed up a bit. And Don sort of got one of his to-dos halfway done, maybe.
Yeah.
She's stopping back a little far from the stop sign.
Nobody's behind us, and if she goes, we'll be good.
Yeah, just don't wait for forever there.
Yeah, because there
were cars to the left, but they weren't coming fast. One
There
was
we
sort
go.
of backing out of their driveway onto the road.
I'm gonna speed it up and see if it'll speed up to 30. So I let it go up to 35, which is the speed limit here.
Right.
She just doesn't know. She thinks she's still in the neighborhood.
Well, there is this yellow curve ahead, slow to 25 sign to the right there. Maybe that's why, using map data or something, she's thinking it's 25, but...
And the speed limit on this road just changed from 45 to 35.
Also, yep.
within the last few months. And right now, there is a car behind me, which is why I wanted to speed up. They caught up with me because they were running 45, and to follow me now. Okay, now the speed limit's bumped up to 35.
Wow, Jules takes the curve like I do when she sees other cars coming. She brakes, she slows to get to I mean, that's exactly what I would have done there.
Well, there's a car in front of us now, which is good because it gives the person behind us a little bit more patience, because Jules is going to make a really funny approach to this stop sign up here. And I am totally going to have my foot on the accelerator, that if she hesitates much, I'm going to, and it's clear, safe, I'm going to touch it and tell her to go. But it's important that she, this is a tricky, it's not a bad left, and right now, you know, it's not backed up here. She's got her turn signal on.
Right now versus...
And you can see this car, they just pulled forward and stopped, and that's because they're popping over that hill at 45 miles an hour or better.
Right. You can see how much...
All right, I told her to go because the guy behind me, he's going to say, hey, come on, asshole, go. Excuse me. He's going to say, hey, guy, go.
Right. She did put up a message that you didn't see because you were paying attention. Autopilot creeping forward. We were watching, not supposed to be over there, Jules. This is not the lane.
There's nobody right on my butt. The guy didn't come out instantly.
Right, and she fixed it, but...
Now, that was a fail.
Yeah, we've seen her...
Did I do it? Autopilot sent. It said.
Okay. Yep.
All right, here we go.
Well, she did this corner yesterday. I'm going to hope that once we've kind of tested a specific turn that we can count on her to, especially right turns, to kind of do them properly. Okay,
we've got a green light. No car in the far lane, so this is good. She can swing a little
wide if she needs to.
Right. All right. She did all right.
She did fine there.
And a little bit less.
She thinks it's 25 again, though, so you might want to bump the... Well, there you go, 45. Good.
Yeah.
So as we approach Jules with our purchase here, we're at the Garner Lowe's because... the Holly Springs Lowe's didn't have this item, and when I called up there to just make sure they didn't have it, he says, well, our Lowe's is smaller and we don't have everything the other Lowe's has. And I'm like, really? It didn't look smaller, and I need you to have everything. It's possible we missed the recording on the way up here. We're just not sure. We hope it recorded on the way.
The red numbers are up at the top.
Yeah. So we hope. But let me talk just for a second. There's no good way to get out of this parking lot and go home. You can get out of the parking lot and continue on to Raleigh in 2 different directions that are good. But, so we expect a disengagement here, but we're going to try because you can't go out where we came in over there because you can't make a left turn. You're too close to the intersection, and I think there's a divider there of some sort. And then when you try to go out over here onto Mechanical Boulevard to make that left turn, it's very hard for there to be any openings to get out over there. And anyway, we're expecting a disengagement, but we'll see. All right, Don put in Yates Mill.
Because it's still going to have to, all this here is really tricky. None of that is easy.
Yeah, but no reason not to try it. Don will just be ready to take over if she's holding up traffic or not able to complete a maneuver.
Oh, I guess I got to get it. I got to put it in drive. I'm sorry. My foot on it. Oh, maybe not. All right, here she goes. 15 miles an hour.
So you were able to start it. Yeah, I've been a little bit confused about...
Yeah, she's trying to figure out what to do.
She's just cutting through the parking lot and headed for a vehicle. No, Jules.
I don't think so, Jules. Let's see what she does. There's nobody around.
There's a car coming.
Oh, okay. It just, of course, a car would come.
Yeah.
All right, so...
Well, it's amazing that you couldn't handle that a little bit better. I don't think it's advertised to work in parking lots right now.
No, she can't do that. All right, so let me help her get out here. I'll get her pointed, let's call it, in a more correct direction. Based on what she's trying to do. She's trying to go out over here. and that making a right
Well,
turn.
she said she was going to go out on Mechanical Boulevard, and that's dead behind us.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll get her going this. I thought I didn't.
She wants to go to Mechanical Boulevard. She thinks she needs to go left up here. Oh, but now she's going down on Wilmington Street. Well, that might be actually easier for her.
That's what I was.
And since you're going to Yates Mills, she's actually not going back south right now. She wants to go north on 401, so. I guess she hesitated based on that truck coming in on the right over there.
There's nobody coming, so I let her sort it out.
Right, well, that truck was sort of coming in her path. You could sort of.
Now, there's no way she's going to make this accelerate quick enough.
Oh, there's a purple Y. Yeah. A really cool wrap. Sorry. Forget the beta for a minute. Look at the wrap. Yeah, well, the thing of it here is there's a right turn lane. And it would be no problem for her probably to wait and get in the right turn lane. Problem is she needs to be over one more lane. And that's going to be, she gets in the right turn lane, she's basically hosed on getting left to go through this light because it's just to our right.
I'm going to let her, unless she just does something really dangerous, because these cars aren't really moving. There's nobody behind me, so I can let her sit here.
So she is waiting and not getting in the available lane. Yeah, if she punched it right, and I wouldn't have even gone then, but Don might would have.
There's still nobody behind me, so it's okay that we're waiting.
And there is a stoplight to our left, so it is possible traffic would stop back there and create a gap.
All right, well, there's a reasonable gap. Oh, look, she's nudging forward.
She inched. You gonna go, Jules?
I'm gonna tell her to go.
Go. I think she can do this.
All right, I don't know what she's doing.
She's not in the right lane. Now she's getting in the right lane, not in the right lane.
I'm gonna let her try to figure it out.
No.
There's nobody behind me. There's nobody behind me. There's still nobody behind me. There's still nobody behind me.
Okay.
Okay. That's okay.
Well, this works too.
This works too.
And we're okay with her making decisions like that. She should be getting in the left lane now, though.
This is right.
I mean, this is totally acceptable as a concerned, safe driver. I might have chosen this alternate route versus dealing with what she was trying to do back there. This is much better than the decision she made yesterday at Judd Parkway, where she really tried to force it in the from the wrong lane.
Right. Yeah, and I had the options to let her do her thing because there was nobody actually coming up or close that we were even beginning. You know, I didn't want a driver to make, oh, there's an idiot up here, I'm going to go around him, and then all of a sudden she wants to shoot over in that lane. All right.
Okay, that car has a turn signal on, but I guess I can barely see it, so the fact that she wasn't sure about it, so you gave her acceleration to tell her to go anyway?
I told her to go, because again, there's a guy behind me.
Right. Yeah, I really appreciated Jesse in the video yesterday wanting to give verbal commands like you would a 16-year-old. Go now.
Go now.
You know, I'm your parent. If I tell you to go, I mean apply your foot and let's get out of here. Trust me. You know, that kind of thing. Oh God, this is where the people come in the morning, and you have to get left.
Coming.
So she's getting lucky. She's getting a free pass on going. Keep going, Jules. Keep going. Don't hold up. Don't hold up. You got one more lane to go, and there's a guy coming up on your left now.
And she's gonna mess. She almost did that.
Well, I can't see where he is.
He was well back.
Okay.
Because there was nobody. I mean, that was a fluke. There was all the time in the world.
Yeah, that's not usually like that. The mornings when that happens, I'm like, oh, I'm just like, thank you so much, because occasionally when I'm coming up straight, there's nobody coming from the right. So why did she put up the little seatbelt thing?
Because we got that crap in the back seat. It thinks there's somebody in the center seat. The armrest is pushing down on the center. The stuff in the
I got you.
I've not got the seat folded correctly, so it's putting pressure on the thing. When we get to Yates Mill, I'll redo it, and that way that won't be
Was this screen up the whole time?
What screen?
The one I just got rid of.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. If it just popped up or...
That wasn't Jules. They were honking at a person.
They were honking at the pickup truck. He was...
Not moving his
ass.
Not
moving. Donnie.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, one video out of 365 that probably, you know, may not want kids to watch.
Well, Jules head faked that F-150 that wasn't paying attention. She got over, she turned her turn signal on, and he slowed up after head faking. He said, that crazy man. He's gonna come over in that car and he's gonna tangle with this F-150. Yeah, well, we're doing 45, that's the speed limit. And there's a few cars behind us, but they could easily pass, but let's hope she stays over in this lane, because this is the proper lane that she needs to be in.
Yeah, and just saying, we're approaching Tryon Road, where we'll be making a left and then Yates Mills down that Lake Wheeler Road. I mean, we're on Tryon, we're approaching Lake Wheeler. She's going to make a left onto Lake Wheeler and then a right into Yates Mill County Park.
All right, so here we go, cones, here we go.
Ooh.
Funny cones.
Oh, God. Is she going to handle that?
She did, and there was nobody crawling up my butt.
She's not happy about it, though.
Well, she's being a little cautious, and I'm glad that saved my rim there.
Yep. Yeah, because to the right, that cement, the asphalt is not
uneven.
properly laid here. We've got one surface instead of two layers. And
yeah,
oh, Jules,
slow down
you're
just
making me
a little bit slower would be nice.
I'm only cringing about the rims and being next to that cement. That's all.
Well, she's
not the driving was okay.
She dusted all those people following us through there, baby. The humans took it a lot more carefuler than she did.
Right. Well, this is just another example. You know, we've not been on this road with Jules before, and maybe some other Teslas have, but she, you know, picked up on that construction reroute. You know, as long as the lanes are marked and the cones are where they need to be, the car's going to handle that okay. You know, and the paint is good here. You know, in this case, she would be using both the cement on the right being a different color and the curb, which she knows about, you know, the vision knows about, plus the double yellow line to ascertain, you know, where the lane is. Oh, God, there's some of those metal things off on the right, though, Donnie. Did you see those?
Yeah, I was calculating.
Oh, my God.
I was calculating.
Oh, yeah,
all
see,
right,
there's...
This is it.
Yeah, you got to go left here, girl.
Well, there's nobody crawling up our butt. Whoa, look at this.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Now, does she see the turn arrow? We've got a protected green. Protected.
She does. Oh,
well, I didn't do that. She just sort of...
Yeah, you're in traffic-aware cruise control now, but not, autopilot.
Yeah. She jerked so quick, and I had just a little tension on the wheel, and my finger drug her. So that's why it disengaged. I was not going to disengage her, but just the friction of my hands on the wheel. And when she's doing some tricky maneuvers, she apparently gets real light on the torque do it. In other words, sometimes when she's really confident, you try to take it out of traffic where full self-driving, you got to really kind of pull on it. But when she's not so sure what's going on, a light touch is enough to knock her out. And that's what happened back there.
All right, well, when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and keeping your hands on the wheel, that'll happen from time to time. You'll accidentally take it out when you didn't mean to. It's pretty common.
Right. And that was tricky. That car had pulled forward. There was, we'll have to look at that then. That was diving into that opening that she went into. That was a kind of a really unusual opening for her to make a decision on, especially when she ran the yellow light. But I wouldn't have stopped on that yellow either. I would have went through.
Right, well, she was technically already out too far to stop.
Right, I mean...
You'd have ended up taking the car through to get out of everybody's way if she wouldn't have, so...
That's right.
I think in that particular...
Right, I agree.
So I guess we're going to walk at Yates Mill, which is totally fine with me, and then head on back to the house, so...
Knock it out real quick.
And Don's unplugging the dash cam to handle the card not writing while we're...
overwriting the files.
Overwriting the files.
Because we lost that one yesterday because I only have a 16 gig card and it filled it up and it wraps automatically.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the car dash cam. We're talking about the one we have mounted on the window. The one that's giving you the nice two-way view.
At least I hope it is. I may have bumped it. And it's really hard to adjust in the sunlight. All right, here we go. Nobody's behind me. So I can let her do whatever she wants here. There's nobody coming either
Yeah,
direction.
well, she's saying that the park entrance is a road. We're not down to the parking lot yet. She's going to throw it over in 300 feet. So she actually brought us into the park because it's really like a real road. Yeah, well, they're going to see on the video that one time where there was a brake acceleration thing where our heads hit the headrest pretty good. Over control in 25 feet, 0 feet. Nobody behind us.
All right.
Well, so she just flat out stopped.
I'm giving her a little. Yeah, I want to just see what she's going to do. She'll continue to follow this road. Does she see the car? She does. Because this is a well-defined road. And I'm just going to let her see where she gives up the ghost.
Parking lot is super busy.
Right.
Just mentioning.
I'm going to slow down.
Tons of people and cars, and
other than the fact that I think 15 is too fast.
Yeah, 10 would be nice.
Yeah, well, here we're just going to do 5. See what she's doing.
Well, this is the entrance. Maybe she's trying to stop here. I don't know.
I don't know.
And the parking lot is a one loop like it's showing here.
Yeah, it is. Everything she's doing is okay.
Yeah.
Oh, BMW's getting all antsy. All right. Well, we're gonna cancel it here because we're gonna
park.
We're gonna park.
All right. I won't make Dawn under pressure. You know, video and parking.
Well, the should be able to. How come she doesn't back up parallel?
Right. Well, but these spaces are not very perpendicular. These are not 90 degree. They're like at an angle on a curve. I don't know who designed this parking lot, but it's very hard to back in here just right. You can show me wrong.
Well, I had a little time to think that time.
Yeah, there's a hawk up there. Actually, I guess there's 2. I thought maybe he was being chased by another bird, but it appears to be a pair possibly negotiating springtime relations. Yeah, there's a couple turtles. Don's saying, wow, look at all that extra sunshine coming into the trail over here. All the leaves are down near the shoreline, and I'm agreeing with him. Certainly a lot more than the last time we were here, which has been several weeks. It's like a whole different path today. Yeah, the mill's doing a good job of right now of being all in the sun over there. Don got ahead of me because I stopped to take a couple pictures. Oh well, guess I should run and catch up, huh? Just standing on the far shore from the boardwalk area. So we're about halfway around now. You can see the water just kind of blowing on shore just a little bit here, sort of gentle. Just taking a minute to enjoy the view and take a deep breath and be thankful for a day out in the sun, feeling well enough to go on a walk with Donnie. Very thankful. If you're not gonna get left behind, you better hurry! No, 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 no. Oh, God.
A nice little hit there, baby. Getting her some hit time.
We're on our second lap around the Mill Pond Trail, and we are hauling. Don said he would prefer not to do a third lap today, so because of all the stuff he's got to do at home, make sure I get in my exercise minutes. So I'm working on it and moving at quite the brisk pace, checking my watch more often, running as needed. You know the drill. So I'll be coming up around on the mill again here in a minute. Mill's got his pretty Christmas wreath. I'll get a picture as we come around this time. said he's going to the gate. He's doing a hit all out as hard as he can, all the way up to the gate. About another 20 feet for him. He did it. Yay. Well, at least I kept going as long as he did. There's a lot of glare, but I'm good. We're just headed back to the house now. Don's gonna install the new router, and I am going to blow the driveway and make bacon.
Bacon!
That puts him in a good mood. It's kind of like a little work motivation. If you're gonna punch out your honey-do list, then you know the wife's got to make bacon, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, here comes a car. Let's get it a little bit over. I'm perfectly.
Yeah, well, notice here there's no lane markings yet. She still is keeping to the right, sharing the space. Apparently aware of the speed bump.
Let's see.
She slowed.
Let's see, she speeds up on the other side. She did?
Yep, so she knows about
That's
speed bumps. I think I'd heard somebody else say that was the case, but, you know, seeing is believing and feeling is believing.
Right.
It's like I could try to explain to you how the steering wheel jerks around a bit when she's doing her thing, but until you're actually in the seat and you feel it, you probably wouldn't quite get it. Okay. I know I didn't.
Well, she did it. She's doing good. She did 100% of that. Was 100% her.
Yeah.
And that acceleration was 100% her.
Yeah, she slung around our Lowe's purchase.
Well,
thankfully, the Y has carpet at the very back, so it's not scratching like Ruby has scratches back there from things shifting.
Now she needs to slow down a little bit.
We'll miss the view of the water wall here because, you know, I'm staying on the screen. Yeah. Bye, Yates Mill.
Yeah, I enjoyed the walk.
Yeah. It really was nice out there at 61.
Oh, yeah, very comfortable walk.
Yeah, if we'd have done...
Holy, wow.
She accidentally did the wipers.
Yeah, first time I see...
It's not raining, Jules.
Well, it's those drops. You see that it's got pollen or something on the...
Why not? Can you turn
I'm trying.
Yeah, I know how to do that. Ruby, be darned if I can tell you how to hear.
I don't know how to...
Okay.
Did you do it? I don't know how you just turn it off.
I don't know either. I'm trying.
They're not.
Here, I'll try. I'm working on eDrive. Windshield wipers cannot be disabled when autopilot is active.
Well, now we just discovered something nobody else knew.
We didn't know that.
Yeah.
Whether it's raining or not, you can't disable them.
All right. Well, you can put it back on auto or whatever it is. I've cleaned the windshield the best I can. I ran.
Yeah, hopefully you're not going to have that happen the whole way home, but I can't guarantee it now.
It's the little dots, the pollen and little stuff on this thing, and the sun's hitting them, so they're lighting up like Christmas lights. So it thinks those are raindrops.
Well, I have it on the least amount of wiping possible versus auto, I think. Yeah, well, she's going to wipe them. You might as well make her. Jules, just to say, you're distracting us right now from paying attention. Poor weather is detected.
Yeah. Turn, 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 turn. Turn, 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 turn.
Everything, turn, turn, turn.
Well, her propensity to hang to the center lane is just uncomfortable for humans. You know, I would rather her hang to the right, but I'm going to say that running off the road is probably a bigger...
Now she says full self-driving may be degraded, poor weather detected.
Well, I'm trying to make her stop.
I understand. I'm just telling you what it says, if in case they can't read it, too, because of the glare. I know you can see the lanes, but the font, you know, we've all established that Tesla puts fonts that a 10-year-old can read, maybe a 20-year-old, and after about that, they're not big enough.
Yeah, and this guy's in this S, he has no idea the speed limit is 35 through here. I'm going to speed up to 40.
Cut him a little slack.
Cut him a little slack, otherwise he's going to run over my ass. And he's already thinking I'm an idiot because I'm running my windshield wipers. All right, here we go, Jules. Speed up. There you go.
I'm going to say maybe he'd just go around you.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't do it. Oh, we should probably hit the thing when the windshield wiper's on, going by, try to catch that so they can see it's a beautiful sunny day and the windshield wipers are going. I don't know if they've been supported or not.
Right. Yeah, this to me seems to be a total mistake.
Yeah, the stuff that I was thinking is no longer there. And I'm telling you, this love affair for that center line is so disconcerting.
Okay, it says it saved it. I don't know if I actually got it when the thing is up there, but
that's fine.
Well, I have a real concern about the service cost of supporting so many FSD beta users with people pressing the button and some being somewhat compelled on their part to review the footage to see what was going on when the person pressed the button. I mean, we've pressed it 2, maybe 3 times today, and I think they were all valid reasons, but just imagine if every person that has the beta is pressing it somewhere between 2 and 10 times a day, and some human has to go analyze what's going on there.
Thing, but I'm worried about she's going to scratch, braid away the windshield.
Well, you're welcome to pull into this community on the other side of the stoplight and try rebooting the car and see if that resolves the issue. It's the only thing
microfiber out there and put in front of the camera.
That's the only thing I can think to do.
All right, here's the traffic light. She did slow down a little.
Or not.
Or not.
And then she came through there and had to figure out where.
Alright, I'm gonna pull off of here.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Maybe give me a microfiber. I think there's one over here. I got it. No, I don't have a mic. Is there a microfiber?
Not in my door, no.
Well,
and there's one in the back in the wheel well.
Where?
In the corner pocket in the back.
Corner pocket?
Yeah, yellow, where you store the cleaning supplies. Here, we'll be back in a minute. Cleaning in front of the autopilot camera didn't help, and Dawn's now rebooting the car.
Except for it's not wanting to reboot.
You know, Jules does that. She puts up this other stuff and then she goes dark anyway. I've noticed that Jules is different than Ruby. She acts like you pressed other stuff, but then when you continue to hold, she goes dark anyway. Well, please, please, please fix the wipers because...
Yeah.
Like Don said, he doesn't want to wear out the wipers or scratch the windshield. There's no wetness out there and she's, you know, rubbing. Be back again in a minute. Or Don's... Unfortunately, reboot did not make the wipers stop. And she remembered that we were in navigate on autopilot. So I guess that rule about us not being able to turn it off wouldn't work. Don thinks it's just the glare on the autopilot housing is just right and it's causing this problem. Anybody else with the beta have rogue windshield wipers?
I don't know what she's...
She just didn't want to take off from there. Well, if we continue to have the problem while she's in the shade, that will be...
Yeah. Absolutely adamant now that she thinks it's raining. Oh, it may have been because I had it on one. That's probably what that part was. Okay, so you got to leave it on auto. So we were trying to turn it off.
I'm the one that put it on one, so that was my mistake.
Well, it's okay. No,
we're learning.
Right, but I'm just telling you, you have to keep it on auto. You cannot turn it off, and don't leave it off auto because then she tries to wipe. You told me you want me the windshield wipers on. I turned the windshield wipers on, and that's why across the reboot it didn't fix it.
Right. Well, I think I'm sorry.
It's all right.
And Ruby's wiper controls are different, and I'm not used to the ones on the Y.
Right. Well, we've got some really
The
nice...
two lower ones on Ruby are automatic, and the two upper ones are on and on super fast without using the rain sensor. But the two lower ones use the code, the cameras, and they detect rain or don't detect rain, and they go based on that. One is more aggressive than the other. I forget exactly how it works, but anyway, that screen for Jules is totally different. So
Right.
whatever I did was not right for a Y. I'll have to read up on the Y controls so I'm not confused about them.
Yeah, that's okay. Now we know. Hopefully I can get this. Those aren't scratches. Buff them out.
I think it's more like smeared bug guts.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the big part right in front of the autopilot housing is squeaky clean.
Yeah, that's the only place Don wiped was in front of the camera. He can reach there.
Right.
I would have just been looking at it going, well, that's nice. I'd like to reach over there. Actually, I have that thing to reach up high on the dash in the car, and I probably could have reached with that.
Yeah.
Especially since I don't have any zippers or anything on today, and could have fully leaned into the car without damaging it.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a stretch of road where we can take a deep breath and relax a little bit after the excitement of the wipers.
Yeah. It's on your profile, by the way.
Why is that?
Well, that's fine, kid.
I guess because I'm the one that unlocked the car.
Yeah. I don't know what it's going to do. What's it say?
It says stopping mode cannot be changed, so you're in creep. Sorry.
Yeah, but we're still in full self-driving. That's fine.
Right.
I was wondering why the seat was wrong. Oh, it's because I got out. Well, the phone's in the car. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I think we must have well, we can maybe look.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah,
Oh,
well,
no, there she just wiped again.
But again, that gets back to, I haven't touched the wipers.
Right. Now the wipers are just going again because, dang it. That is super annoying.
Yeah, is it this way? No. Get back over to your side of the road, Jules. God. I'm telling you, Elon, you got to do something about that center line thing. It needs to be, what did they used to call it? As poison. We used to play, what was that game? With the wooden mallets and the balls. Oh, what do they call that? Oh, God. Croquet.
Yes.
We used to play croquet, and you could become poison. And you could go around, and so you would always avoid the poison guy.
All right.
And so, yeah, that yellow line in the middle of the road, I think it should be poison. Or at least the double yellow line should be poison. I mean, you could argue all of them, but, if it's the double yellow line and it's that well painted, I don't care how hard you need to turn, crank the wheel harder.
Well, the light turned green and she went.
Yeah, she did pretty good. And I think we're going to be able to let her make her own decision. There's nobody behind us. Down here at this right turn, this is one of those tricky right turns. Cars are doing 55, 60 miles an hour. And,
yeah, I realize it says she's turning onto North Main Street, but that's really Highway 401.
4-lane divided highway.
Right,
yeah.
that's the back and forth to school road.
Yeah.
And cars are doing 55 there.
Yeah. And there's nobody behind us, so I can let her think.
I would say most times of the day this is not super duper busy. Although here's an interesting situation where there's a person making a U-turn or a turn across, straight across.
What's the blue? Is she doing a blue thing?
Yep. She
Nice.
did mark some cars blue.
Okay. There's still nobody behind us. It's still clear as a bell. Oh my God, it's like she can sit here for a day.
Well, I guess you're going to have to tap the accelerator.
Yeah.
She said something down there right at the end and I couldn't see it.
Yeah, warning, something or another. I needed to go. There was a car coming up behind me and we were losing our window.
Yeah, because that would be just like the FSD beta car, to wait until it was too late to go and then go.
Right.
It's very good at that.
Yeah, knows how to time things like that perfectly. Just make sure your stress level of the driver,
The human driver is pushed to the max.
Roof. Yeah, you wouldn't want this to be a. You don't have to worry about. Oh, this was. I'm so relaxed and calm and kept. No, you don't have to worry about that. No, this is a stressor. Yeah, I think the sun, again, the sun had a little bit to do with it. I really think the sun is at like at the ideal angle to make sure she absolutely can't see anything. I mean, the only reason I can see is that the visor thing across the top is shading my eyes. Because let me tell you, if I duck it down, man, that sun is brutal right now.
Right. Well, we've seen funny messages before going into the sun with Ruby a few times. Not a lot, but a few times. And usually she keeps on driving flawlessly anyway, but she's warning you she might have trouble. But they're different messages. It's not whatever. I mean, and I've not had the windshield wipers go off. I've had her tell me basically I can't see, even though she still obviously can see.
Well, I think at this point the two side view cameras can easily follow the lines. It's the forward camera that's going to be really tough to be able to, like the red light coming up here. Oh, it's green light now.
Well, she got lucky on the light.
I don't know that she's even seen it. Yeah, now she saw it. She's never even hesitated. Normally she hesitates a little bit at these lights. She didn't hesitate.
Well, it is nice though to not have the car automatically brake for every stoplight, because you know that's just gotten old with Ruby. We've been on that level of stoplight detection for like a year and a half now, and
a long time. Yeah. All right.
There are a couple places I don't even want to engage autopilot because I don't want to have to deal with remembering to tap the accelerator to say it's okay to go through the light. I know you can flip the stalk too, but I just that's not what I do. Not my preferred method for communication with the car. So we're back at 5 points where we came in from the left yesterday. Here at the sheets, gas is 305. Cute little doggy in the car next to us. See, poodle, very cute. Out for a ride on a pretty day.
I would say cuteness is relative, but yeah.
Oh, Donnie.
Well, the lady's got the dog in her butt in her face, so yeah, it must be. Which end is cute? I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. Now he's sitting pretty. Now.
Oh, he is.
That's
look
better. Yeah.
Decoration.
A little Christmas bow.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, Jules was not going to like that minivan pulling out in front of us.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is that it was so late making that decision. I mean, the minivan was there all the time.
And then when the light turned green, they went. Yeah, people do that all the time, too. Let's wait till the last possible second before traffic goes, and then let's decide we're pulling out. Yep. Wow, Jules is booking. It's going to go into 35, Jules. Let's slow her down. Oh, she blew right past the 35 and she didn't recognize it. Here's the second one.
Yeah,
come on, recognize the 35. There we go. Finally.
Well, she keeps saying an upcoming lane change,
Well, that's because of Judd Parkway.
Well, I know, but
she's waiting for room. She says, tap to cancel upcoming lane change. So but you could help her if it's clear and tell her to go, so we don't have to stress about it.
Now this guy's zooming up.
Okay. Well, that's good though that she knew that she couldn't go.
Oh, she could have went at any time. She had all this. She has all day now.
He's getting in the middle of the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would say I've always worried about this. Here comes another car.
She's gonna stop.
I didn't do anything. She did all that.
Okay.
That was all her.
Well, I wouldn't say that was comfortable for the human stress level in the car, but she did successfully get in this lane. Now she can get in the Jed Parkway lane.
Well, the Jeep driver kind of wondered what the hell I was doing.
Right.
He was in the left turn lane, and he actually kind of made sure he didn't come up close to us. All right, now I'm going to let her try to make this left.
Well, there's nobody in the turn lane today, so she should not have a problem with one car.
Right.
Come on now, Jules.
But
she wants to wait until the paint is right for the turn lane.
Yeah.
And everybody knows you got to really get over. You can't wait. You got to be early here.
Right. Well, the thing is, it's frequent. Okay, she's got a protected green, so this. See, she.
Yeah. Now that it's a green arrow, she should make this turn without too much issue. It was a yellow arrow there a second ago. Yeah.
And of course, the guy went through it in red behind us.
Right.
No problem.
Well, around this intersection where she came over there, and I guess I realized that the law says you should not change lanes in the middle of the turn, and I've even harped on it before. But everybody knows if you don't stay right, there's only one turn lane there, and you pick which lane you want to go into, because if you get in the left lane like she did, you might not be able to get back into the right lane.
Yeah, because there's people.
That's not what you want to do in practice. It may be lawfully the most correct maneuver there, but it actually is not as safe as just holding the lane you want to be in, because there's only one turn lane.
Because you can bet the person behind you, they're going to be wanting to shoot up beside you just as fast as they can.
Jules, you don't have to use the whole lane here, sweetheart. You look like you're drunk.
Got a flat.
The bike?
Yeah. See, she didn't even see that. I don't know that she saw that car at all, and that would have been the one I would have been more concerned about. You know, the little van.
Well, there's a little bit of glare, but I think we'll be able to tell still in the video.
Yeah, now she's phantom braking.
And only 4 miles per hour. That wasn't a serious concern there.
Yeah. But she did that same brake on the other direction. There may be some kind of an incorrect GPS speed there or something, like you know, we've got that Highway 42 weirdness.
Right.
Yeah, sort of like that, because it's the same spot in both directions.
Well, if Don, he's basically, I don't know, taken off some time between Christmas and New Year's, but he's expecting there to be people out on some other days, and he might have, like, take the afternoon off or take a whole day off if there's nobody around to work with, or he's just sort of playing it by ear. But we'll try to get a trip to Sanford in, because we make that route all the time with Jules, and it would be really neat to see.
So she's got the speed limit wrong. She thinks it's 25.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that, yeah, and I don't know why she got confused. It is 35 on the other side of the stoplight up here, and they do sort of use it as a speed trap, but it's 45 here. I was just confirming that the other day, because it may have been wrong in Ruby too. Something may have changed up that made it. So the wipers are back on again, even though we're on auto, and for no reason.
Yeah, they're on auto, that's right.
Correctly put on the signal.
It's got a green light. If it goes, it's good.
You can go or don't go.
Yeah. Because that car didn't slow up. He was going to make that light.
You did not press the accelerator.
I did not press the accelerator.
So she didn't, maybe could have sped up a little bit more for our comfort, but she maneuvered the turn okay.
Because that guy was making that light. He wasn't slowing down. He was anticipating we were going to complete the turn. So therefore, I'm not going to slow down because I want to make this light.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a very common human the perception of the human being. That's what we do. We perceive the scenario that's going to play out, and when the self-driving car doesn't follow that scenario, like this right here, the car behind us, like, what is this person doing? Slow down, like granny.
Well, considering there's a pothole on the right there, and there's usually people turning, and you don't have a wide berth at that curve, I think that was a pretty normal speed. You may have flown around it more if you were driving, but me, Jules, and Ruby would have probably took it about like that. Well,
yeah, but the speed, but it was also where it chose to turn.
Right. Well, I was also going to say, as you know, it's only been 35 from South Park down to that curve recently. They had changed that little speed strip there too, and you know, people hit South Park and boom, it's 45. Well, no, it's really 35, and there's this major intersection, the one we just turned onto this road on, and
she may have slowed up for that crosswalk. It's hard to say.
Well, I am going to do one thing before I bake the bacon. I'm going to walk the driveway and blow the leaves off the driveway. I'm not going to do the grass, but I'm going to do the driveway, and I'll clear the pine straw off of. Ugh, Jules, that is not what you should have done.
There's nobody behind us.
Yeah, well, I was watching just like you were, and I knew that was the case, but still, first off, that was a really jerky stop for us. Second off, you know, to come to a complete stop in a through 35-mile-per-hour lane's a bit dangerous when you don't have to, and yeah, I just fully expect her to blow past the turn, but I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna blow it. Of course, by the time we take her out again together and we have a chance to film, there'll probably be more pine needles. Oh, did she make it this time?
I'm not gonna turn her off.
Now this is the kind of, I should have had it more on the wheel. That was the kind of wheel jerkiness I was trying to explain.
Yeah.
When you're having to let it do lots of crazy maneuvers. She's trying.
Yeah.
Navigate on autopilot ended.
Well, she's steering.
Right, she's still steering.
She's steering.
I don't like what she thinks about that tree. She's too close to the tree.
Well, she's...
I can't watch. I'll film, but I can't watch. Well, there's leaves all over the driveway, so she's doing a pretty good job. But you can see down here on the...
look at how thick the lines are getting.
Right, the lines are... She's really... No, Donnie, no! God, Donnie. Men, they just have to push limits sometimes. They just have to push limits.
Yeah, that's us. Me.
Okay.
You gonna make it, sweetie? Well, if my girl would have blew the driveway this morning...
Well, you're the one that went out there with the unicycle. You could have blew the driveway and got the paper at the same time.
Right, that probably would have been...
Be more multitasking. I love you.
Yeah, you too. Mwah.
All right, let's read up about... Don has the dash cam card in the house. I want to read up about the windshield wipers. And I don't know, show me the wiper using. That sounds good. To perform a single wipe, press and immediate release the button on the end of the turn signal stalk. Okay, that's the same as Ruby, I think. To adjust the continuous wiper settings, touch the windshield wiper icon located on the touchscreen's bar. The wiper card displays the current state of the wipers. So I guess this is on. 1, turn the wipers off or on. 2, adjust the speed. Intermittent slow, intermittent fast, continuous low, continuous fast. Model Y detects whether or not it is raining when wipers are set to auto and liquid is detected on the windshield. Model Y determines the optimal frequency at which they should wipe. If Model Y does not detect liquid on the windshield, the wipers do not wipe. So all 4 of these are, you get to set it, and then auto is the only one that the car cameras decide. And that, again, is a little different than Ruby. Ruby's are all on the turn signal stock. And the first two are some semblance of auto, and the other two are sort of, you know, regular and then super fast. So it's totally different. But only auto would be the cameras deciding. Any of the other four are, it's going to do something until you stop it. All right, well, now I consider myself educated on the wipers. When you don't know, go to the owner's manual and read about it. And I'll go share it with Don. He's on the other side of the door working on the garage door opener. Well, at least a trap. So it's working?
Yeah, it's working.
Wow, that's exciting. That was messed up over there a little bit?
Well, it was binding a little bit. You could argue the door has settled a little bit further this way. If you look here, you see there's like, see the spacing?
Yeah.
That gap?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see that? Okay. And if you come over here, there's no gap. See, there's no gap. There's a small gap,
yep.
Small gap, small, a little bit bigger, bigger, right?
Yeah.
So, the top rollers, when they got all the way out to here, it stops right about here somewhere. This rail, there was no gap on this side, nor was there a gap on this side. So what happens is this trapezoidal or something, you know?
Yeah, it wasn't a,
yeah, whatever, rumba, or I don't know, whatever, but it got tighter out here. So it kind of, and the top is where it wasn't starting off right. And the other thing
So what did you do to fix it?
Oh, I loosened and moved it over one hole. I moved it out, which is about an inch.
Okay, and now it's got
about a 1/4 inch clearance on this side and about a 1/2 inch clearance on that side.
But enough.
But it's not, I don't think it's
binding
any longer. And then the other thing, what was I going to say? One other. Oh, and I've adjusted the door, and you'll see it when I show you. But I'm going to put the cover on. That roller, that very bottom roller, it stops right before it gets to this joint. It stops right there, which is a little lower than I had been stopping. It's normally stopped like up here.
Right.
So it's like 4 or 5 inches lower. But the thing is, this transition here is a little rough. You can see marks on it where I beat on it and tried to make it smoother.
Right.
And
so not traveling that is probably good.
Well, what was, yeah, right. So what was happening is, it's very difficult to start going down. It just plays a little cable out, and it really depends on the gravity of the door. And what happened is it was kind of binding, so the door wasn't really trying to move down. So the spools were unwinding, but the door was stuck.
It wasn't going.
It wasn't going down. And so the spools unwind, and it got all the way down, and it stopped. And you said, well, of course you can't see this because you're outside. And then you push, and so the damn door didn't go down. So you push the button again. Well, now it thinks, the opener thinks the door is closed. So it starts winding and taking up the slack in the wires. But now, because it's all spaghetti up there, it's all unwound up there every which way, it doesn't wind smoothly, and it gets all snared up, and that's how I got all those kinks in the cables to the point where it wouldn't wind smoothly even when it's supposed to. So the kinks in the cable, the binding of the door, fundamentally those are the root cause of the problem. And it's just, you know, like I said, the doors over all these years, I mean, this thing's been going up and down for 15 years. I mean, this is the original opener on this side. I've replaced the opener on that side. But this side right here, this is the original. There's a date stamp on it. It was made in 2004.
Okay.
0404.
All right. So you're going to put the cover on. We're going to see it work one time?
Yeah, we're going to get it the acid test.
Okay.
Cover on. Pretty it up.
Well, I blew all the leaves in the garage up to the door, but I couldn't get them out because I couldn't get the door up. So a little dirtier right at the door than normal, but at least when
I understand.
Wouldn't be tracking stuff in and out of Jules.
Yeah, well, we don't like to track stuff in and out of anything. There it goes.
So what's that loose wire for? I noticed it on the other. Okay, I noticed it on the other side too.
Yeah,
so
that's the
makes sense. Oh. Like an FM kind of antenna, just a little dangly piece of wire. Gotcha.
Exactly. And this cover is really hard to get on.
Well, we'll come back in a minute when you're ready to test. We don't need to watch you pin the cover on.
Alright, so we're going to give it the acid test here. But I did do one other thing I forgot to mention earlier. I did lubricate all the rollers. I took silicone lubricant, sprayed all the things. And I'm sure that helped a little bit too.
Yeah, keep it from being sticky. Oh, that is such a pleasant sound and sight.
Yeah. You notice it didn't jerk.
Right, it was quite smooth.
Right, so I'm probably going to have it go up a little bit, but I'm going to drive forward. The kid's going to watch me crash the car into the bottom of this one.
To make sure there's clearance for him, just to double check another set of eyes, he said. It does look a little low.
Yeah, well it is, and I consciously know that.
Okay.
It's just that the further up it goes, the more problematic it gets.
Understand. Yeah, you're fine. That's almost a foot, maybe 10 inches there at one spot, but it was plenty. It's deceptively lower looking than it was. Is your tummy happy now?
Oh yeah, much better.
Good.
Yeah.
I just fed him bacon and eggs. We are still having ribs, but I'm not going to have them done before 7 to 7:30 since we had such a late start brunch. Yeah.
So I'm gonna. I've just watched a couple YouTubes, and I'm very stoked about the new Edge router. It's. I mean, this guy just did exactly what I want to do. Have two ISPs hooked up to the Edge router, and you unplug one, and it just keeps going, and you plug it, plug it back in and unplug the other, and it just keeps going. So it switches between the two ISPs. I mean, there's a little hiccup, but you don't have to reboot anything. It just takes it a few seconds and it figures it out. And while both ISPs are up and running, it load balances. It sends data down both of them. And in our
case, sweet baby.
Yeah.
Amen. Yes.
And in our case, maybe the G5's a little slower than the cable modem, but maybe it isn't. It's kind of hard to say. Marianne's uploads are taking longer on the 5G.
Or they're bigger. It's hard to tell.
Hard to tell. But the point is, they're close. There isn't a significant difference between the cable modem and the 5G. So.
But we might be happier if we're load balancing.
Yeah, well, we're going to try. Well, especially right now, since I really don't know what's up with the cable modem. I mean, it's very possible it could be dead in the water when I plug it in. But we'll know here in about an hour.
Cool. I'm going to do the last bag on my gingerbread house. While you tinker with that, let me know if you need me for anything. Seriously.
Yep.
All right. Elf Clubhouse number 2 is complete. All right, this is the original, and the gap is gone. I figured out what I had done wrong, and it's all fixed up now. I swapped out all the parts that weren't quite right that I had ordered, and it's all set. So 1 and 2. The guy behind you will want you to do 55, but that's tough. Right. What I was going to say is we were watching Zach and Jesse's beta drive video. It was a longer drive than any of the drives we've done so far, but we thought they had really similar comments to the and things happened to them that we had on our drive. You know, having to use the accelerator sometimes. They were surprised at a few things it didn't handle and super pleased at some things that it did, and it was a fun video to watch. They always have good explanations.
Okay.
taking off a little slower than we would as a human.
Yeah, especially.
Basically acting like it's in chill mode.
Right. Now it's strongly accelerating.
Yeah, you can't make everybody happy. I remember the days when Ruby used to take off like a rocket ship whenever the car in front would move faster than you wanted, and lately she takes off too slow.
Right. This is Zach and Jesse made some good comments, and we'll try to follow their lead. They said, you know, you'll watch the video and the screen and everything kind of looks really good, but the stress that as human beings, it's not going when I want to go or quick as I want to go. Like I would already be accelerating now, and she's just now deciding. So those are non-natural things. That doesn't come across quite so well in video as it is with us living the moment in the car. So, you know, right now she's doing basically exactly what I would be doing, a little bit behind this trailer. You know, he's got stuff in there. He doesn't have it tied down. It could blow out. You know, she's probably going to go crazy here.
Yeah, she always tries to get into this turn lane to go into the assisted. And she did not that time.
Well, it was all nice and in the shadow. There was none of that. So that helped her a little bit, because I noticed she kind of went over to the right that time, and that's not typical. She's usually tracking right down the middle of the road.
But then on the other hand, there have been several other turn lanes that she's dived into that in normal autopilot Ruby or Jules wouldn't have done that outside of the beta.
All right, so she's slowing down to 35, which is exactly right. That's what it did. It just changed through that intersection. It drops to 35.
I meant to go up to our street corner and at least blow the pine needles off away from where the stop sign is supposed to be, but is missing because somebody knocked it out years ago and nobody stood it back up. I was leaning on a tree half the time and half the time on the ground. But I didn't get up there. But going back to what you said, Zach and Jesse said, yeah, I mean, I wish it's kind of like where you need one of those video game controllers while you're watching our YouTube video. And see, she should have come through there and stayed in the right lane, but she didn't, because she needs to make a right turn, and she's not getting over here.
She's going to be caught here
if she doesn't.
She got through it. Okay.
That is not the way we handle that intersection. Right. And come on, Jules, you're taking too long. Get right, girl. There's nobody right behind you.
Yeah, she didn't do that. She failed. That was a fail, and I disengaged because there are people behind me. And they're thinking that I'm a drunk.
Just saying, Kendall, that was a Mustang driver. I told you they hate me. Every time they see my Tesla, they intentionally make sure they're as loud as they can be.
All right. So that was the first disengagement. Now, granted, I gave it a little accelerator at that left turn to get out of onto 401. I did do it because, again, there was somebody behind me. That's a tricky turn. And we already have established she could do the turn. It's just always really slow. So let's just, you know, not stress ourselves out, and let's just give it, you know, hopefully she'll get quicker at making these unprotected lefts. But that right turn and the navigation of that intersection, if there hadn't been cars all around me, I probably would have let her struggle a little bit. But she basically the guy was going to come up on the right side of me. And I would then be trapped, and I personally don't want to deal with that level of stress. He was like half in the right lane, half out, and the guy would have probably said some foul words to me about me, and my male ego doesn't like other people thinking I'm a terrible driver.
Right. So I was trying to say, and you know, obviously I'm pausing when things are happening that we really want to point out, that if you had one of those fancy video game controllers that includes the vibration, you would have been able to tell a couple of times when I did a turn. She stopped too much there.
Yeah, and the guy almost hit me.
Yeah, he was close.
Within 3 feet of the rear of my bumper by the time he stopped.
He wasn't paying attention, and you stopped more than a normal driver would have stopped.
Right.
But he still needs to be paying attention. Anyway, you'd be able to feel the jerkiness of the wheel, the stutter of the start, the wheel going back and forth from side to side. You would be able to feel that if you had one of those fancy video game controllers, because even with me showing you part of the wheel, it's still not...
I gave her accelerators because this guy, well, they turned off, so I'm good. That Honda was, yeah, they had an issue with following distance. They would never get the beta because they follow too close.
Right, I agree. They were going to be in the unsafe, the red on following distance.
Yeah. All right, so 45, she's speeding up.
You doing okay over there, Donnie? You feeling stressed out?
Well,
how are you tell us how you're feeling while you're driving the beta today.
The truth is, I'm more worried about people behind me. I have a reasonable amount of faith in, as long as she's going straight, that she's going to do well. And yeah, left turns are extremely worrisome, and right turns are pretty good. But it's these stops, pull-outs, and the people, you know, they have no concept that the car is driving, and they're saying, well, that's a human driver. He has seen that car exit into that driveway, into the fast food restaurant. There's no reason why that person's going to be sitting there on their brake. They're going to start accelerating. They're going to start accelerating. They're going to start accelerating. Oh, shit, I got to slow down. And that's basically the scenario that worries me.
Don, the FSD beta, makes him curse.
Yeah.
Don never says anything bad. So unlike him.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll forgive you this one time.
Yeah, apologize.
Yeah, well, Zach and Jesse were obviously said that they were stressed in their video. You're looking down at the screen. I was looking at the screen too much. Pay attention, will ya?
Yeah, that's
Don't get us in trouble.
All right, I am wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, baby.
Here's Don. He has on an alternate Grinch shirt today. Yep. Don't look down.
Don't look down. Oh, I can't look at my pretty girl.
Well, not till you get to Lowe's. It's going to know your eyes left the road. Well, that camera is obviously, hi camera. Yeah. It's obviously doing its thing up there, which is fine.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm too upset that I don't have that camera in Ruby. I'm glad it's not confusing me over here for you.
Right.
Whereas I'm holding the camera and my phone and stuff, that would be quite upsetting if it was trying to tell me as the passenger I couldn't be doing things.
I mean, I could bump it up to 60. This is easily, but there's not a lot of traffic and I'm not holding anybody up. So I'm just letting her, I'm giving her technically the best case scenario, the speed limit. You know, she should be able to handle this road here with her, basically, literally, with my eyes closed, she should be able to handle it from here to Mechanical Boulevard. Now, see, she just slowed down.
That was possibly due to the vehicle that turned off to the right, although, you know, no human driver would have slowed for that vehicle.
That's right.
That wasn't even close. So that might have been a little phantom brake, but it wasn't a slam the guy behind you into you at 45 mile an hour braking. It was just a noticeable deceleration.
Right.
Now this hill we're going over here, this is where Don almost had the problem.
Yeah. Alright, so this is it coming up. Now there's a car on the shoulder here with people. Let's see what she does. She saw both cars and the person, but didn't do anything. Alright, so I topped it right now. I could see the cars, and there were cars like right there now. So she the radar, I think, did a better job.
Are you gonna slow, Jules?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
All right.
She's a little. This was more typical of a little later than I would have slowed down. But before we were running 55, 60 miles an hour, topping that rise, and as soon as you top the rise, you needed to be seriously on the brakes. And she didn't instantly get on the brakes. And so I got on the brakes for it. And that's what I'm saying is we had a hard, and as I told Marianne last night, 2 more car lengths, if I'd have went a couple more car lengths, it would have been very interesting, because I still feel that the anti-lock brakes in the rear, I felt the anti-lock brakes engage in the rear. So all the braking force, of course, it goes to the front, the weight transfer. So the rear end gets a little lighter, so it's very possible. Because I have summer tires on and it was cold that morning. You know, summer tires aren't great on cold weather. And so the rear tires lost grip a little bit. And so the anti-lock detected that and took over. But not that one that scares you to death. It's just, oh, I can tell it's doing something.
Yeah. I needed to stop and restart the video segment there. We just only lost a couple seconds. That and my hand was cramping. I haven't watched yesterday's video on the big TV yet because it's rendering right now, but it looked okay in edit, what you could see on the screen. We really apologize for losing some of the dash cam footage yesterday, which I did Donnie show the vlogging camera screen stuff because I felt it was worthwhile enough. But yeah, apparently we're not the only people having trouble turning Sentry mode off, and Sentry mode, waking up the car and keeping it awake, is A, chewing up some range, which is not that big of a deal to us, but it caused the dash cam to stay active when it normally wouldn't have been. The one in Ruby does time lapses when the car is, you know, off. It's the ODB2 port. It's all different in Ruby, but in Jules, generally when the car's off, it's not doing that. And right now, Sentry mode's running so often that it's basically doing it all the time. Like I said, I suppose I could just turn Sentry mode off now and try to remember when we park places like Lowe's to turn it back on. I just fear that I won't.
Right.
And I'm not sure it would matter in the Lowe's parking lot anyway, because you probably think there'll probably be 50 Sentry alerts when we get back from going in there for 15 minutes.
Now, I don't know what my passing change lane thing or whatever, you know, because we're doing 51. This guy was under 50 in this little U-Haul that we're following, and I half expected the turn signal to turn on and the car to try to move around him, but I don't know what my setting is.
Yeah, I think we put you in the middle on the beta. I think Andy had said he had tried them all and didn't notice one was like, oh wow, this is the one I really am glad I'm using. Not saying they weren't different, but there's so many things to keep up with right now. I'm just happy she'll stay in her lane and follow the vehicle in front of us.
It's been flawless. The distance is pretty good to the van. Is that's kind of where I would be.
Yeah. Yeah, well, remember with the FSD beta, you can't set one of the closer following distances. I forget what the rule is, but you've got to be at like 3 or higher. You can't do 1.
Yeah, maybe like 5.
It won't. You're at 5 right now. It won't let you do 1.
Oh, a little 3D sign there.
Let's see if I get. She's not going to talk to you about a traffic light because she's not using anything. So she's really slowed down there for a little bit, but she's navigating it. She's learning it on the fly. It's very clearly marked. I don't know what the beep was.
Yeah, I didn't even see it.
Whatever she flashed up there didn't stay long.
Oh, she's changing lanes
now in the middle of the freaking curve.
Yeah, that's what she did.
I'm sorry. I wasn't too happy about that. Ruby had done that to me in the middle of that curve. I think, yeah, we turned off lane confirmation. Oh.
Yeah, that was
it goes underneath one of the barrels. It was the rubber base for one of the barrels.
Yeah, not likely to have hurt anything.
Just a little bump.
Yeah. But notice the car didn't even care. I'm telling you, this pothole thing, Zach and Jesse hit it last night too. You know, it's just like oblivious to, it just assumes that road is pristine. It may handle the poor markings. They got obviously code to handle poor markings, but they don't have any code to handle anything unusual, potholes or things like that. Yeah,
well, I do not, I repeat, not want a video title FSD beta took out my tire. So let's
no, I don't want to be part of it.
But I would have to say, me and you, there was really not a whole lot you could have done there. We were close enough after she changed lane to the car in front of us and people coming up on the side and people behind. There wasn't a whole lot you could do to avoid that there.
Right. I still do not quite exactly understand why she changed lanes.
Yeah, me either.
And the other thing is, I saw the thing and I recognized what it was, so I didn't slam on. Now there's people zooming by me because I'm doing the speed limit.
You can go up to 55 now. Okay. They took down the 45 sign when they put in the turn lane over here on the right, and it's 45 through that intersection, and then it never says 55 all the way up for like 3 more miles, because there's that sign, they took it down, they never put it back up. And she, you know, here's one of the places where you needed to use the database and as a backup, and it's not. It's just looking for a sign, and the sign is gone.
Well, I'm gonna get over. I don't know if she's gonna let it get over or not, but I'm gonna tell it, because the cars are coming up and I'm only doing 55.
Right. Well, 55 is the speed here. It's not above the speed, but it is the speed. And she probably won't let you go higher than that because you're an autopilot, and, and she already thinks you're 10 over, or.
Yeah, she already thinks, I'm sure I can go up faster. I'll do it, because it won't do. But yeah, she let me go to 60.
Okay.
But I slowed it back. I don't want her doing. I want. That's enough stress at speed limit than it is. I don't need the extra.
Right. Well, I get stressed just thinking about driving on this stretch of road after every day, watching the craziness that happens out here. So.
I would say the people behind me are sort of Sunday driving a little bit, because the big truck, he's way back. He's very comfortably back. He just run off the road. Well, he did. He was.
Yeah, I saw in the rearview mirror his tires were over the white line for the shoulder.
A foot, and now he's coming up close. It's not because Jules done anything wacky. It's just that he must not be in a hurry, and he hasn't been paying a great deal of attention. Now he
woke up, and
he's now off his phone, and now he's
on your bumper.
1 car length behind us. You should.
Yeah, please just go around.
Now he's going around.
When people do that, I just pray they just go around. Just get out of.
Well, I mean, I'm doing 55. Yeah.
Yes, a F-250 Super Duty.
Yeah.
See.
And now there's nobody very close at all. The 20 car lengths behind us is somebody. And it's going to slow down to 445 up here. The speed limit changes to 45. But I will probably let it continue, because these folks aren't flying in front of me. I'll just let it.
Well, you are 2.4 miles from the low, so it won't be too long for we're making a right up here anyway.
Right. Yeah, most people don't do 45 through here either. Once they round this corner and they hit that traffic light, that's when the people tend to come off the 55 mile an hour speed limit.
So the light is red because the yellow is flashing. We are going to be stopping. It's a nice visual there for the driver, human driver. You know, Jules obviously would have just had to go with, oh yeah, other cars are stopping as we come around that curve, because you can't see the light.
Yeah.
You know, I can't tell. Can you tell the light's red right now, other than the fact that the U-Haul truck is stopped? I can't.
Yeah, she's waiting till she caught the green light. She did. She did.
She rolled, but she certainly didn't take off with any conviction there.
Yeah, and luckily the guy behind me, he wasn't really doing, because she did start off really slow, so I guess he paid attention. Oh wait, cool, there's the toaster.
The toaster?
Yeah, the XB.
Oh, the XB. It's the Cylon. Yeah.
Had my wheels and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Susie loves the little toaster. It's doing great.
Yeah. JB's girlfriend down in Florida. Yeah. She's still driving it daily, bringing her smiles.
Yeah.
You should tell her, for old time's sake, she should send you a picture.
Yeah. Use that fancy new contraption iPhone thing.
Yeah.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
There you go. What? A little more hand on the wheel than the one finger salute there. Come on now.
Well,
I'm filming you.
I understand. Well, that's usually how I drive, and it's not smart to drive that way with self-driving, because it can jerk the wheel, and that could easily sprain my finger, or, you know, I don't think it would break it, but it could definitely hurt my finger.
Right.
Because, you know, it's subject to doing some kind of maneuver that normally wasn't. But that's the way I keep pressure on the wheel, so that it knows my hand is that little bit of tension on my finger pushing on it. But yeah, that was good. That's a valid thing. It might be great for autopilot, but it's probably not a smart move for full self-driving, because it can really snap the wheel around. You'd be amazed at how hard it moves that wheel.
Now he's open today. Rockside tire with the tree. Well, if it had been all empty, I might would have told you, let's go take a picture of Jules. But he had his tire rack out, and he moves it there during the day when he's open, and he looked like he was changing somebody's tire, so.
Yeah.
I'm impressed he can get a crew in there on a Sunday. He's been in business there for a long time.
Yeah.
All the days I can remember driving up this road, living in the area.
Yeah.
Same with the guy over in Willow Spring on that corner.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an impressive looking garage, but he knows what he's doing with tires and gets you a good price.
Yeah. Besides all that fancy waiting room and all those other things, they just add to the cost. They don't improve the usability of the tires.
Yeah.
And the truth is, they all get them from the same place. The guy in Holly Springs, and I'm sure this guy, they just order. There's a tire warehouse distributor.
Yeah.
There's a whole, just like grocery store supply, same thing. And the guy comes out every morning, delivers all the tires. I mean, tire may have a semi-staging process, but I bet they still use this thing.
All right, so will she get over right away, or is she going to wait so long to get over? Well, in my opinion, she waited too long. It's convenient that no one was right behind us.
I don't know if she's going to turn here or not.
Looks like it. A little faster than
Well, she actually did pretty good.
Yeah.
There was a guy behind me, but he wasn't zooming up behind me.
Oops.
So I don't know what she's doing. 200 feet, she's going to stop or do something. There's
Turn it over to you because it's a parking lot. 100 feet.
She's done nothing bad.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
So you get the Parker now.
All right. On 0 feet.
Autopilot navigation complete, it said. Sorry for the glare. We turned, coming up, the sun was very conducive after we were heading north to you seeing
Right.
well. But,
Wow. He's in the pickup. I didn't expect him to be turning there.
wow. And then he went between the two signs like he just don't care.
Well, he didn't want to go out on that he didn't go where I thought he was going to go.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to come out and make the right turn, but no, he turned early.
Okay.
All right. So we're nice in the sun, so the car will be nice and warm when we get back.